Oh, it's still hard. Oh, we can't talk about that. Yeah, so shut off. Everything. Put that in front of me.
Welcome to the Hardcast Podcast, episode 11.
The tunes are hard.
The tunes are sweet.
Yeah. If you heard that.
We got to
that's what I was
rocking, and then
talking
we
about.
didn't even realize we were going live.
Right.
But we're actually discussing, we're going to try to make sure that Trent has his mic on the whole show. I mean, it's episode 11, but we're going to try to do, for the first time ever, the whole show with one of us.
Unplug those microphones.
We got
these
a double?
microphones we probably have.
We've got a double going. But
Okay.
see,
double.
I'm just making sure.
These are just for show, folks. These are just for show.
One of them is working. But no, come on, we got a 50-50 chance. I know on half of these it's worked the whole time.
Yeah, and then I haven't worked. So, I mean.
Oh, so one, yeah. Okay.
Well, we're going to try to go for both of us the whole time.
I'm in for that.
So just every
That's
couple
good.
minutes
Trinity?
we'll be like, are you green? And we'll check our mics. Hot mic.
Do you catch it in the back when we're not? Sometimes.
She's got to be on those headphones the whole
To-
time to know.
So when you're okay.
Or we just need all of our listeners to comment on in. And Trent's going to just poke them right up there on the screen today. So we'll see all your comments live. So Sandy, when you comment like 17 times, we'll see all 17. But we do appreciate you watching us live, and we do appreciate the comments because we do like people talking about our arms.
Your arms.
No.
I've always covered up, so I don't know how they're getting. Look at those guys' arms, unless you're two guys. So yeah, because I haven't shown.
Well, it's always
I don't
Wiggins
have any
Day. It's
guns.
always Wiggins Friday.
It is
when we do this.
You got to gear it up on Friday. So
Yep.
and it's cold outside.
You got to gear it up or support Mommy's a Wiggins. One of the two shirts we got to do.
That's always support.
Yeah.
Support of Wiggy Nation, man.
Yes.
It's
So
right here.
and we support them all week, not just Fridays.
The moms or
Yes.
the Tigers?
Both.
Oh,
Both, honestly.
yesterday, I supported
The moms?
the moms, and today I was supporting the athletic teams. But yesterday, I gave a lot of ammo out there.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
I'm here to please everyone.
Yes. And so episode 11.
This is when we're
It's
supposed
just
to hit our prime.
us today. No guest. We're just going to be talking shiz.
Isn't that what the guy said? It's like episode 11 is when you kind of hit your prime.
Episode 11 is when you freaking are dialed in.
We're dialed in.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
And
I feel good.
just for everybody listening out there, I've been up for approximately 30 hours. So no filter.
Let's talk about it.
No
Let's talk
filter.
about
man.
it. What did you do? What have you been doing the last 30 hours?
So I worked yesterday out at the airport. And then last night, I went to the National Western Stock Show for a fire watch because they have a, what did I call it?
Crypto.
The biggest crypto conference in the world.
Really?
There. And then
Was Minnie Madoff there?
I think he might be, man. I was looking for him.
Is that guy
Yeah,
on
I
the
was
list?
looking for him.
He's on
There's
the
a
list,
lot
huh?
of Madoff lookalikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're all young kids, man, all just on their laptops, sharing ideas, having their little free spaces, having these little tents so they can shelter in place from each other.
Shelter in place.
Dude, it's weird. It is the weirdest place I've ever entered. And then the other complex at the National Western Stock Show had 600 air mattresses where they freaking show horses and cattle poop and in the rodeo, and they covered it with like some like canvas thing and then threw out 600 air mattresses, dude.
For all these people to.
Yeah.
So remember back to Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
As Michelle was telling the story this morning, that's
Yes.
what I was picturing was like all these guys moving into the gym because
It was
the house is on
it
fire.
was really strange, man.
And
It was really, really strange, but we made it through.
Did you catch a lift in with any of them? Did you guys?
No, they didn't really engage
No.
us. No. I tried to be friendly. I tried to be, hey man, but I wasn't speaking the lingo, I
What's
guess.
Ethereum doing? Did you talk about that?
It was
Did you- Matic,
it was
where are we
like an
going with that?
Ethereum conference. Yeah. I didn't know. I don't know this stuff.
You didn't have it?
No, I don't know
Ethereum's
this
up
stuff.
5%, by the way, this morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's the
5 points,
Dogecoin?
it's
It's the Dogecoin. That's all I know.
That's the only one.
Yeah. Bitcoin and Doge.
I don't know if Doge is even still out there. I think it is. But I got Ethereum and Matic and Bitcoin. Those are the three that I
There
run
you
on.
go. There you go. You would have been great at this conference with the
I
other
got three and-
nerds. Gosh.
I have to rely on my brother-in-law. He leads me through all
Okay.
that. Yeah, not real well.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
moving on.
yeah, moving on. So no filter. Been up for a while. Not a big deal. Whatever.
Hold on to your hats, everybody. It's
Yeah,
going to be a good one.
Anyway, third week of the Open.
Third week.
This one I'm gonna suck at. So not a big deal. It is basically some wall climbs. Awesome.
So 5 wall climbs,
Wall climbs,
50 double unders,
50 dubs. Awesome.
Yep. 15 snatches,
Snatches.
65
Awesome.
and 95.
Yeah. Great. Great.
Yep.
Until you get done with those two.
Yep. Second round though. moves
Second
up
round it kicks up to 135.
135. And,
Cool.
Yep. Got that
Um,
still.
And then it moves to
That's
strict
6 minutes.
handstand push-ups
Yeah. 20.
after 6 minutes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
After you
20
already destroyed your
strict.
shoulders on wall walks and double unders and snatches.
I'll just be looking at that wall like I do every year, watching you do strict handstand push-ups.
I don't know.
So that'll be fun.
I will. Well, one thing for sure is probably won't get through that 20, but if you would get there, I can't do 185-pound snatch.
And
Can you still get that?
I don't think so.
That
I don't know.
hasn't been in the wheelhouse for a while?
I'll warm it up, but I don't think
Warm
so.
it up, Chris.
It hasn't been hit since pre-accident. So
Yeah.
I don't foresee that happening. Anyway, so that's cool.
But you're gonna hit it. When are you gonna hit
Worldwide last week, I moved up 6 spots,
it? Yes.
even with my weak lift. So I'm
What
happy
did
with
you
it.
get on the end of the snatch? I mean, sorry, on the
205.
thruster. 205 on the thruster.
205, and I thought I had a, I don't know. Must have been short on sleep that day too. I thought I had a full minute to 45 seconds left. Was showing my plates on my camera like, hey, I'm gonna put on 2.5.
Moving up.
Slap. And then I
210.
look and it was 1946 was my time.
Oh, it's over.
And I'm like, wow.
You got
Yeah, and it's that's one you got to set up for. And I did it, cleaned, and then was just like, I don't. I'm
you weren't
I'm
dropping
done.
into it.
No,
It
I'm done. Yeah.
was good.
So 205.
205 is pretty. That's respectable.
It was good enough to take 2,500th in the world on that
In your age bracket.
in my age bracket. Yeah, everything's age bracket now. I'm an age bracket athlete. I'm not an open athlete anymore.
Well, you got me by a couple of years, and you still whooped my butt there.
I didn't whoop your.
Shoot,
No.
15 pounds.
Oh, on the
the
thruster.
thruster. Yeah,
And then we were pretty much dead
you
even
got me
again.
by
on the-
2 on the
Yeah,
burpees.
yeah.
So
That was
well done, sir.
I thought it was a cool workout.
It was. I thought it was
Just
fun.
burpees and shuttle runs was cool. The max thruster I could have done without.
Shuttle runs. That caught up to you. I mean,
And it blows up your
bending over
back.
and you got to touch every
Yep.
time.
Mhm.
That took away my airwaves.
Yeah,
So
it was
yeah, that
it was
definitely
good.
different.
I liked it a lot.
I thought the run,
Um,
as you looked at it, right? I mean, you're going 25, so you're going 50 meters. And it's like, oh, yeah, this is nothing.
Yeah.
But do you know what 5 times 10 is?
Yeah, it's 50.
Yeah. It's a long time. It's a long time to run.
Well, it's 50 feet.
50 feet, yeah, but times 10, not 5, sorry.
That math can
Yeah,
be done.
yeah.
That's
That's
500,
500
feet. Yeah, it's a ways.
Yeah.
And it got progressively
It did.
slower for me.
Oh,
The first ones, I even had a pretty quick turn and this and that. And it was like trick or treat at each end. And then at the end, I was just like, I got
Yeah.
30. I'm staring 30 burpees in the face. I'm trying to get back to that real fast.
right.
So whatever. And then, dude, I rested for 2 minutes before I did my initial lift
Really?
because I opened at 165.
Okay.
And I wanted to be fairly fresh.
Yeah.
And then I think I waited too long because I hit it pretty
So,
good and was like,
I'm not making fun. I'm not poking fun at anybody here, but you watched the Open, right? I mean, you watched the who did it, Vellner and
Vellner
And,
and
shoot, what it was? Oh, the big dude, the big
oh,
Russian. guy.
Roman
Yeah,
Krenikov.
Yeah,
Yes.
Krenikov. That guy's awesome. But did you go and change your shoes and
No.
get all that? Okay.
No.
I'm like, yeah, if
No.
we're doing that where we're at, that's a
No
little-
changing shoes. No.
Okay.
I just had it preloaded, rolled it in because I have to video it.
Right.
So I already had told him what the weight was on it, showed him the plates, rolled it in. Yeah, and I just rested because I wanted to be confident, and I was tired,
Right.
and I probably waited a bit too long. but I was like, I planned on 3 lifts. I honestly did. I planned on 165, 185, 205. And then I thought, well, maybe kind of like what you did at the
Yeah.
end, like, well, I had 5.
I think I can, just
and
try
I'll
it.
try to hit it. And I thought I could probably hit it. And then I was out of time. And then I didn't care. I was like, this is fine. I'll be out of time.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you do this, like you actually post and put it all on there. The majority of us probably don't. But how many people do you think do they look at your film and make sure they go through it? Or is that just usually for the top?
I think it's probably the top. Like I've seen, and you've probably seen, like a thruster is a front squat into a press.
Yeah.
No
No
a lot
resting.
of no
You can't
rest,
stop
no
and-
rebend.
right.
And I've seen a lot of videos go out there where people are like, "Oh, I hit such and such weight," which is a lot of weight. So
Right.
I'm not taking anything away from them, but they're jerking it.
Yeah.
It's a front squat into a jerk, which is not a thruster.
So they probably kick those ones out if they're watching. They
Yeah,
kick
and
those
they're
out.
probably not, unless they're like top times.
Gotcha.
But I've just seen people in my age group that I'm like, that's not a thruster.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what I
but
did.
whatever.
My first one at 185, I caught it and I was like, oh no. And I could just feel it right away.
Yeah,
And I went down and I came up. It's like, there's no chance.
right.
So I jerked
Jerked
it. And then I was like, I got to do that again. That doesn't count.
Right.
So, and if there had been nobody in the gym with me, I would have probably been like, yeah, that's cool, whatever.
Right.
But did it, got it. And
Yes.
I was like, hey, what do you think? I got more weight in me? She's like, yeah, put 5s on. So
Yeah.
did that and then hit it.
And you probably should have put
Uh,
more.
Probably could have put more.
Yeah.
But still, it was, yeah. So no, I'm with you. So a lot of people like me in the gym, just like, oh no, I still got it over my head. That maybe
Yeah, and they're
counts.
like, that counts.
But when you're putting it on camera and you're going, it's got to be legit.
I've seen
It's gotta
some
be
like
right.
I've seen some, yeah, like blatant like, dude, you can't watch that video and tell me you think that's a thruster. You
Right.
know what I mean? So
So you green?
I'm green.
I'm
We're
green.
good to go. Also, we started our program, our beta test.
Yes,
And we dived deep and quick.
we did.
So let me preface this.
we did.
We talked about this last week. The workouts start off just like they should.
Right.
Kind of like slow.
Get you off the couch,
Yeah,
right?
Get you off the couch and we're just working you into it. However, that's not how the diet starts.
No.
Right. And so we jumped all these people into a diet that honestly isn't difficult when
No.
you get into it. Right.
No.
It looks on the outside, and when you first look at it, you're like, what the hell? There's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of days. I'm not consistent. I got to figure out what my body type is.
Mhm.
And then, but when you really look at it, you're like, I got to figure out what my body type is. Each day tells me what calorie I'm in because of this body type.
Right.
And it breaks down my macros, which
Macros.
could you tell people what macros are? I've gotten this question this week a number of times.
Yeah. So your macros falls into really 3. I mean, there's more, but 3 basic macros that we're going to go off of. And the number 1 is protein. Protein is your building block of muscle, right?
Mhm.
So you have to have those proteins. With this diet, we're trying to eat your body weight basically for gram of your protein. Your carbohydrates, that's the next one. Carbohydrates, where you're going to get all your energy, right? We're going to get that.
Breaks
and
down
your
into
fats as
glucose.
well.
Yep.
You're getting energy there.
Yep.
But those are your 3, right? So you get your carbs, you have your fats, and your
Carbs,
protein.
proteins, and fats.
Yep. That's the only
And
3
we
we'll
consider
track.
those macros because those are what count as calories.
Yes.
Those make
So-
up all the calories we take in.
Perfect. Yeah. Your protein. So each gram of protein equals 4 calories.
Right.
Same with carbs.
Yep.
And then your fats are 9
Right.
calories. So
So
that's
that
where you kinda
handful
wanna
of
have
nuts,
that.
the
Yeah.
handful of nuts, you're like, I'm being good, getting my good fats in. However, it's a little over double the
It
calories
is.
of any other grain.
It is, and nuts are great. And so the people that we have
What?
on this, there it was, the first one.
Trent said nuts are great.
Here it goes. Okay, so like pistachios.
Oh, oh.
Mixed nuts.
Yes.
But
Mixed
thanks for
nuts.
catching that.
Yes,
I appreciate
yes.
it. So,
Well, I want to make sure everybody heard at home.
yeah. So, but I've walked around and talking to people on it, and I see pistachios out, and I'm like, hey, good nutrition, awesome. But look at the back of that label, and look, if you eat that whole pack, how many you're getting in. I mean, you're getting in probably 28 grams of fat on that one serving.
It's hard to stop.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It's kind of like a Lay's potato chip, right?
It is.
You can't
And
just-
I've had like I've had like chili lime pistachios.
Oh,
Like
I like the spicy ones.
they create some
Oh,
great
They
tasting
catch you. And then
nuts.
look at that. So,
and they're good. So
and
anyway,
but the sodium,
salty
the
nuts.
salt.
Yes. Anyway,
You guys remember that?
Trent got us off track. We're talking about fats.
What was that? Saturday Night Live?
Sweaty balls?
Sweaty balls.
Yes.
Those were the best.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, they are.
and then South Park was suck on my. Yeah, we're not
Okay.
gonna go that.
Anyway, it's a PG-13.
Oh,
This is a
man.
PG-13.
But yeah, so you really have to watch because those fats will catch up with you, especially on this diet. We're trying to keep our fat level intake low, and I think that's the most intimidating factor with it
yeah,
is learning the fat content in things. The carbohydrates
first tracking stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, your eyes
Never.
are open. But this gets me to another question for you. So you start tracking your stuff. Your eyes are kind of open to like, oh man, fats, this and that. But I've also had a bunch of people reach out because they're starting to track and they're way low. I mean, 400 to 500 calories low per day on what they're doing. Maybe half the protein intake they're supposed to be getting. And they say to me, but that's cool, right?
Yeah, it's a complete backwards thought process, right?
But wait,
because we've been trained on that our whole
explain
lives.
this to me
Yeah.
because, and I'm doing this
I'm with you.
argument of saying,
I'm with you.
but it's calories in, calories out. So less calories in, right?
Got to be in a calorie deficit, right? That's what they all
got to
tell
be
us,
in a
and that's
calorie
where we go.
deficit. I'm just in a really big one.
Yeah.
And you want me in a little calorie deficit anyway. So why don't I just skip lunch?
Yeah, I'm telling you guys. So it's something we've all been trained, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's like, oh no, I can't eat, or I have to eat a salad, or I have to eat this or that, or I can't eat anything altogether.
And I'm just so full anyway.
Yeah. So we have to retrain our bodies. And I think that's the greatest thing about this is I've had 2 individuals say, I'm eating more now than I've ever eaten in my life. This is great.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of people reach out, same thing.
And one of them that is doing it to a T. And now this is a little quick, and I understand that it's not the best. So all you professionals out there, but has lost 7 pounds, 5 days.
Yep.
Weighed this morning.
Biggest loser style.
Yeah. Lost 7 pounds. Now, is that sustainable through the whole thing? No, you're not going to see a 7
And it's
pound
not
loss.
probably all fat.
No,
weight.
it
It's
is not.
Water.
It is
it's
water
this
weight,
and
it's
that,
everything.
and it's the first
But-
week we've been going at it. But
You're getting rid of a lot of salt. You're detoxifying your body.
plans, yes.
Yeah, so you're getting rid of a lot of things that are absorbing water and keeping that water weight on you.
Right.
But if you're not eating enough, what your body's doing is it's going into survival mode. So how long have you been on the current diet that you're on? Your body is basically starving, and what it is doing.
He's talking metabolism here, guys.
There it is. Your body is starving, so your metabolism is not sparked. It's not running. It's slowing down, and you're storing fat. Your body is actually storing that fat, and it's using muscle for energy. So you're breaking down muscle every single day.
Hunters and gatherers.
There it is.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're losing that muscle, and you're retaining fat. You're retaining water.
Like a bear about to hibernate, right? These are all things we've talked about before.
It is.
We're hunters and gatherers. You eat too low on calories, right? Correct me if I'm hearing you wrong. You eat too little on calories, your metabolism slows
Slows down.
because your body's thinking, man, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Right.
And I don't know when I'm going to get it again. So instead of burning all this, it's storing because it's saying, man, we need to hibernate for
Right.
winter possibly, and we're not going to get fed like we think we are.
And what's a bear doing all winter?
Nothing.
Nothing. So
Right.
what are you doing? You have no energy.
Right.
You're right. You're lethargic. You're
Mhm.
tired. You do try to go for a walk, and 8 minutes in, you're like, oh damn,
Right.
I can't do this. This is
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
So it's a complete mind shift.
So then on the flip side, we start eating correctly. We like get that metabolism just rocking, right?
Yeah.
And then we're just kind of like a coal burning engine.
You are. And then that's what's going to do. So this diet, and like you say with the workout program, right? So our diet is starting at a 10, our workout starting at a 1. And as we move forward, so we'll go to a 4 and we're going to go down to a 6. So you're going to be able to eat more calories as those workouts go.
And just
but
the
you have to
understanding.
eat. Yes, the understanding of it
Yes.
all. But again, you have to eat. So no, like the people that have reached out and said that, oh, I'm not eating, right? That's good, right? I would say the only thing that maybe you could be under on are those fats. If you can maybe keep those fats down a little bit, that's okay. But that protein, you have to hit that protein.
And guys, if you're low on those fats, like you say, say you nail protein, you nail carbohydrates, you're just a little low on your fats. If your energy levels are low, it's because you're low on
on the
fats.
fats. Yep.
So that needs to kick up. It's not like, man, I need to add more carbs because I'm not feeling any energy. And I look at carbs as my fuel.
Right.
The fats is the energy.
That is the energy.
So
yeah.
Just kind of watch that. But yeah, I had somebody reach out. I won't name his name, Mike Evans, but he said to me, he was one that said, I'm eating low. And then he sent me his log.
Right.
And he had lunch missing. And I said, well, it looks like you skipped a meal. And he goes, it looks like you skipped lunch. He goes, no, I didn't skip lunch, actually. I ate lunch, but just logged it as breakfast. Like, we're still skipping a meal.
Still skipping a meal, right.
So we need to plan ahead, guys. Meal prep, right?
I'd say, so look at it this way. So, okay, so I take I'm nothing against cross-country runners or anything like that, but you take a cross-country runner who's at 12% body fat, right? And then you put somebody that, like you, I don't know what your body fat percentage is, but let's say you're at 10% body fat right now. Okay,
that'd be nice.
So, but let's say you're 12,
okay.
12% body fat, and you got a cross-country runner who's 12% body fat, and you have you, who's 12% body fat. Now, most cross-country runners are not taking in their body weight in protein a day, right? Their carbohydrate intake might be quite a bit. Their fat intake's probably a little bit low, but maybe for the energy they're
and their
getting
sugar intake's probably high.
Sugar intake's probably really high. But look at the body type, right? So neither one is right. It's what you want in your mind. But if you're eating the right amount of calories every day, you're going to be able to get this body at 12% body fat opposed to the other one. And
then
that's
the more lean mass you carry, the more calories you burn at rest.
And that's when your metabolism begins to really go into that coal engine. Just you're saying, you are going.
Shoveling coal in
there it is.
That locomotive.
Ladies, you see the arms doing that? Yeah.
No. Sandy Kerr. Anyway.
But that's the biggest thing is we've always been taught, we've always heard, we've always read. I was in this, right? I mean, until actually researching it, finding it, modeling after people. Steve Weatherford was the first person that I followed do this. You know, Steve.
NFL punter,
right?
Yeah,
and
he's jacked.
He is. He's huge. And, he had a 30-day, and I kind of researched it, reached out to him a little bit, and actually text back.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, that.
That's awesome.
And then so I made it work for me.
Perfect.
And made it work for our clients.
And you made it work for you because you tried it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you
tried
dialed
to stay.
up, dialed back. You found out
for
what
2
worked
years.
for you.
This just kind of went.
Yeah.
And then another dietitian friend. He's actually a dietitian, Nick Oberg. He's from Fort Morgan, and this is what he does for a living. So asked him some things, and he's like, yeah, this is looking good. This is kind of the way to do it. So it's been a process. But guys, you have to eat. You have to eat.
And so you might see some changes, body composition, right?
Yes.
Do you think you'll feel it as you work out?
Oh, absolutely. And you're gonna feel this. I think you're gonna feel leaner, right? When you're working out, so you're gonna move better.
Right.
That's gonna be one thing that you're gonna have. Your joints are not gonna hurt near as bad as you continue doing this because I don't think we put any supplements on there.
We haven't.
But your fats are also lubrication in your joints. So if you get fish oil, those type of things that we're looking at, even your olive oils and those type of things.
Your omegas are all great for that.
All of that. So you're gonna feel so much better. And then your energy levels are going to come up. You're going to be able to do more in the weight room and walking or whatever than you ever have. But
it's a synergistic effect. So we eat right, we feel good, we get in the weight room, we're able to do more, we become fitter quicker.
And it's going to help your recovery.
Yeah.
Right. So the next day you're going to be able to go. And that's where you see the 10 on the diet, the 1 in the workout. And as we go to where this becomes a 10, now this might be a 1, but we're still tracking. We're still making sure we're getting everything.
And that one guy, I don't want.
No, it's not easy.
It's not truly a 1. It's still the diet.
Yeah, you're not.
Things have changed. You might get to eat a little more. However, it's a 1 because you're understanding and comfortability.
That's
comfortability.
Yeah. Oh, comfortability.
Comfortability is better. That's why it's a 1. It's not like we get lax on the diet, right?
Yeah,
it's not a Cocoa Puffs kind of thing.
No, you're not eating burgers every day and those type of things. But it does turn into more of an 80-20, right?
Ray Keefe, you're not eating burgers every day.
And
Ray Keefe is on this now.
You're not pounding Bud Light.
No, we talked about it a little bit
the night before we're going out and doing our workout.
But
But that's impressive. Good job.
Ray
bud.
Keefe, yeah, he jumped right on that app. He got it, and he is tracking. Check in with him today. But he is literally like a baby starting to crawl.
And see, that's
He was the one like, what's macros?
what's the macro?
bro?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I think most of the people doing this are.
Yeah.
So
He's like big macros. I love those. But I was like, no, that's actually not what it is. It's a
good one.
Thank you.
Morning,
Yeah,
man.
man. It's
You're
lack of
on it.
sleep.
You're
I
on it.
could crush
That
this.
is
Yeah.
real. So yeah, I like seeing the light bulb go off a little bit and of what they're understanding. And I do think as we had it this week, I know Trinity, so the lady behind the mic
Trin.
over there. Trent, talk about a little bit about how you were, you had your headaches, and then just how that's kind of went away, and now how you're feeling.
And look at
Just
this.
real quick.
Look at this smoothie.
Real quick, she's got
It looks gorgeous.
It does, man. That looks good.
Yeah, it's all
Is there some
fruity,
raspberry in there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
mixed
Yeah, you've
berry
got it. Oh, I
smoothie.
love mixed berries.
Yeah. So how's it going for you, Trin?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
Good. she's talkative today.
it's a
everybody.
producer of many words, guys. Yes.
But-
But can't get her to shut up sometimes.
It's just, you feel like you're eating nonstop.
Right.
And
And that's
It's
one
'cause
thing
it's-
I do not like.
Oh.
with it, yeah,
Because food is now
So-
a fuel.
it is a fuel.
And it's not.
That's where I mean I think.
And some people, that's why they hate it, right? Because it's like fuel becomes more of a chore. It becomes fuel, and it's not this thing I look forward to and just, because I'm not indulging.
right.
So it's a mindset
It is mindset.
change. Yes.
But it is so good, and I think that's one thing of where our bodies have gone. We've been lied to so much by all industries out there. Right now on the food pyramid, Lucky Charms are better
Better than a steak.
than a steak, right?
Yeah.
Lucky Charms and
Which
the
I
frosted
love Lucky
Trinity.
Charms.
Me too.
I do
But
love Lucky
it's
Charms.
not better
But
than
I'm
a
not
steak.
going to order it over a steak, but I might
No.
have it.
I might have it the other
Yeah.
one. You never know.
But might have it.
we-
This is- yeah,
It's
so
just been lie after lie, and so we don't eat, and your resting metabolism. So 190-pound person, so 1,900 calories, right? That's just a rough estimate.
That's
It's
the
an
way we
easy
do
way
it.
to
That's
do it.
math. That's
Just-
math.
There it is.
Yeah.
We're full of math today, everybody.
You green?
So I'm green. Thanks. And you're not even eating that. That's just to wake up and lay on the couch all day and watch TV.
Mhm.
And you're not eating that. So your body is it's such a depleted state that, and how many years we've been doing this,
Mhm.
months, weeks, whatever it may be.
Yep.
And so, it's going to be a life-changing experience for you when you do change it, and you'll see what happens to your body.
And that's why
And your
we
mind.
haven't really talked about it, but supplements can help, right? We
Right.
try to tell people eat whole foods, don't drink your calories, this and that. By not drinking your calories, we sometimes just mean Cokes,
right.
alcohol, this and
Yeah.
that.
Stay off the soda.
Because do I have a protein shake? Yeah, sometimes I have 2 a day.
Yeah.
It just depends on what kind of crunch I'm in. When did I work out? Kind of meal timing.
Mhm.
But when you're first starting this diet or lifestyle change,
Right.
whatever you want to call
Nutrition
it,
plan.
it's not a bad idea to have a protein supplement,
Right.
Because it's easy and it's not as filling sometimes, and you can sip it. So
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, I'm not hungry, but I am low, right? I'm not going to eat a meal for an hour or two. Make a protein shake, sip it. You're going to get it in.
And I think it's a great way to kind of quench that sweet tooth.
Oh yeah.
So they make a lot of different flavors on there, cookies and cream. Or you
That's
might
what I
be
got
a
at home right now.
chocolate
Yep.
person or whatever it may be. I love when they come out with the pumpkin stuff.
Oh yes, I do too.
So, but so I do it at night because I know that's kind of when that craving comes along. So I do mixed berries, and I'll make a protein shake.
There you
And I'll
go.
pour it in there, and I'll put it in the freezer for an hour and a half, and
Oh.
it comes into that nice,
It's like an ice
perfect.
cream kind
Oh,
of-
it's awesome. So
Yes.
it's just like ice cream before bed.
Yeah.
Every night, but it's healthy, and it's then those antibiotics.
I might have to.
Good God, I've been up antioxidants in the berries.
Yeah, antibiotics.
I hope nobody's watching.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, pork.
Oh my gosh!
Ah,
Thank you
good
for
Lord, you guys are the best.
watching us. Anyway,
But
so yeah,
yeah, so come up with things like that.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants of the berries.
they are against oxidants. That's what they are.
Anti.
But I've been doing a protein shake at night as well, kind of like a smoothie, like
Right.
she's got going on. But it has taken that place or somewhat taken the place of a snack or dessert.
Yeah.
Maybe I cut down a little bit. Maybe I don't.
Right.
But
you got to listen to your
it's-
body.
Yes.
And what you're doing right now, I mean, you're doing 365 days in a row of this, and sometimes you're getting 2-3 workouts in. You're still working your strength. So you are.
I've been trying to, you know what's been killing me is the open because I have to do a hero wad before.
Right.
So I usually do a hero wad to warm me up for the open.
Oh.
And it's like,
Oh, so you're not spreading them apart throughout the day.
I'm going in, I'm doing a hero wad and taking about 5 to 10 and hitting it while I'm
So
warm.
if we're working out like Brian, I mean, honestly, you're probably getting, I bet you're getting at least 400 grams of carbs a day
Probably
in your diet. And I mean, that's not 3 times your body weight. That's a lot of math. But, you're
It's 2 times.
Yeah, you're 2
Yeah.
times your body weight. And then your fats are probably up a little bit for that energy because you
Mhm.
need it.
Mhm.
And then your proteins, body weight or more even.
Protein is honestly just I get as much as I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't suggest anybody work out 365 days. Like today's 275. So I've got 90 left. But it's not a great idea. I'm
But
doing
awesome.
it for a cause.
Yes,
it's
your
awesome.
cause and-
But yeah, you do have
Prove
to
yourself.
adjust. Just like when I was doing the training for the 50 or when you were training for the half Ironman.
Right.
That's when I run like that high of mileage, that's when I get hungry.
Yeah.
Like I think my body gets used to like the high intensity stuff or it just feels like I'm used to it. But when I run like that, that's when I get hungry or swim, dude.
Swimming makes it bad.
Yes.
There's something with the water too in there that it does something to our bodies, right? I've read this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like you come out of a cold pool and it triggers that your body wants food.
Oh,
and,
really?
And it needs something. Yeah. I know I read that
I'm
before.
starving
It
when
was
I
in
get out of
college
the
a long
pool.
time ago, but it's something with the water temperature, all that, and it triggers
Okay.
something in your body that
Okay.
it needs it. So I think that's one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but
That makes sense.
that's a
'cause
long way around of eat. You have to eat the proper
listen
and,
to your body and eat.
and the proper, and then how we put the macros in on your high carb, your medium carb, your low carb day, then that goes around your workout. So what are we putting out of it that we need to take in? So you have to refuel your body when you're doing this. Otherwise your workouts, you're not going to get anything out of your workouts. And that's what we're trying to do is get you to get the most out of your workout.
And what I think we need to build is a sheet. And I've seen you do this before. So this isn't like reinventing the wheel, but a weekly log. Like they're logging their food.
Right.
But log
You're
your workouts.
good. We have that sheet.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, let's send
this
that
is
out to
something
them.
we got
That's a good idea.
to add in. And I'm what brought this up was Kathleen reached out and she was sick when
Right.
this started. She's been nailing her diet.
Yeah.
But she hadn't been able to work out. So because we suggested get healthy, right? But that's one of those things like put a log out there and it's like on 1 through 10, what was your effort?
Yeah.
Because I know some days, dude, my effort's a 3.
Right.
Because it's that motivation's not there. I'm not recovered, this or that. Some days my motivation feels like it's a 12, dude. Like I'm freaking on. Like we're doing it, even though that's over a 10. You
Right.
can't give 120%.
You can.
Can you?
Oh, factual.
I don't
It's
think
proven.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask
Stop
all the
this
coaches out
conversation.
there. Ask all the coaches.
How do you give
Every
120%?
I don't know if 120, but 110, and because every coach in the world says
Then
it.
you weren't giving 100 when you were saying you were
I don't
giving
know.
100.
Brian, you're gonna have to talk to them because they all say it.
Yeah. Well,
They-
I think that's BS.
They all say it.
Who's they?
They. There's a powerful
Trinity,
group of
can
they.
you give
Google they.
120%?
Google
effort?
they and Google can you give 110%? I guarantee it's there.
Right. Who is they?
Ask
Nobody.
Google.
Anybody that's listening, go ahead and comment below. Can you give 120%? No, because if you can, then your 100% is not 100%.
Some of us are just freaks and we can just give more.
I
Dig into
guess.
that tank.
I
We had a
guess.
perfect nutrition plan and we were just ready to go.
Oh, is that
So-
it?
But no, if you guys
Your
are
new 100% is 120% of what it used to be. I'll
Yeah.
go with that.
okay.
But you cannot give 120%. It's like saying, hey man, when he goes out there, he just flips a switch. That's bullshit. You can't go out
Yes,
and
you
just
can.
flip. You cannot.
Michael Jordan flipped the switch.
No, he
Oh my
didn't.
God.
He trained
Yeah.
and practiced at that level, so that switch was always
Oh.
his switch.
Well, he didn't use the switch in the first half. And then in the fourth quarter, when it was money time,
You
the
can't-
switch came on. like, bam.
No, you can't flip.
Flip the switch,
And
baby.
that's why I tell volleyball girls,
Flip it
don't
right now.
act like you're just going to go out there.
Well,
and
they're high school kids.
They-
High school kids can't do that. Pros.
It's like, don't rely on just going out there and flipping a switch. Oh, getting a call. I'm important. This is probably a sponsor. No. Anyway,
Hey,
speaking of
Speaking of
sponsors,
sponsors.
we kind of got one. This is crazy. Creatures of Habit. It's KOH if you look it up. It's they make what's called Meal One. It's basically oatmeal and flax and seeds, and you mix it the night before, and then you eat it the next day. It's wonderful. And if I work out in the mid morning, because I still fast,
Right.
so this Meal One, even though it's oatmeal and kind of like a breakfasty meal, I still have it at lunch. So it's wonderful.
Just packed with energy.
It's
That's all that is.
wonderful. Yes, it's
Oatmeal,
it's a
flaxseed.
superfood meal, 30 grams of protein.
Oh,
Um,
nice. Oh,
It's awesome.
you're getting everything.
And Michael, who owns Creatures of Habit, reached out because we're doing 24 for 24. He's supplying us with 6 boxes of this stuff
Oh, that's
to
great.
so get us through this 24 hours. So
Creatures of
thank
Habit.
you very much. And we're going to have to make a commercial or
Absolutely.
just get them in here as a sponsor. But he's sending us a great package to get us going.
It'd be great to get him on and talk about the
Yeah.
business and
He has
what
his
the
own
Creatures of Habit is.
podcast
I'm sure,
too,
yeah,
yeah.
he's probably.
Yeah, I'm sure
Everybody
he'll come on
does.
here. He probably doesn't have as many followers or live viewers. We still got 4 rolling?
4 rolling. Well, going into that,
5. Thank you.
5 of them.
Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Oh, shit.
And have any of those 4 commented about the 120%?
No.
No.
So none of them
So
are
everybody
really
thinks we're
listening.
full of. I'm full of it.
Or they're not
They're
even
just like,
listening.
or they couldn't be.
It's just in the background.
Yeah,
In the
noise.
background, they'd be like, "Hey, that was a great show." Yeah,
What are we talking about?
yeah.
Something about 120%.
Yeah, something.
I
That's
wasn't
bullshit.
listening, but,
But they'll tell you.
I don't know.
What's that?
So Sandy's not
Okay,
watching.
so throw on some comments, guys. Just let us know. Can you hear us? Okay.
Chloe's
Chloe,
on.
yeah. Chloe's a live viewer. That girl don't miss a show.
Hey, Chloe, type in real quick. Are you giving 100% or 120% on your workouts? Yeah.
Hey,
That's
Chloe,
what I'm talking about,
in
Chloe.
the comments, explain yourself because you cannot give 120%. That doesn't work. Mathematically,
Math-
that doesn't
math
work
ain't
to me.
mathing with that?
No, that don't
That's not
math.
doing
Yeah.
it? Not adding up.
So sounds
So-
like you were sandbagging to begin with.
With this, so let's talk about how, fitness has been an important part of a lot of people in this community's lives,
Mhm.
but it really changed when you started Farm Boy
Oh.
CrossFit. So
Oh, I got
let's
you.
talk about that a little bit. That's something that I'm kind of a crappy friend, man. I've never asked how did this originated.
We've talked about it before,
probably over a couple pops. I probably
Yeah.
don't remember, but
We're gonna have to go back to 2009.
2009.
Well, that's when I was kind of exposed to it a little bit. And I was like a garage CrossFitter, like a secret CrossFitter, right?
'Cause you did it for like the fire department, right? I mean, that's how you got.
I did it
into
to kind of train for the combat challenge is what it was. Because somebody had asked me, "How are you training?" I told him, like everybody, and he's
Right.
like, "Dude, CrossFit." And I asked Cash, who's been on this show before, like, "Have you heard of CrossFit?" He's like, "Dude, it's bullshit." He said, "It's like 10-minute workouts, and they call it good." And at the time, I was like, "Really? That sounds weird,
That
right?"
sounds really weird.
But interesting enough to look into, which Cash has come around too. He does this now. So,
right.
But I started just looking online at CrossFit workouts. I did a workout that should probably have taken about 12 minutes, took me about 42. And I was hooked
We've all
because
been there.
it crushed me. And I was hooked. So I just started watching videos online, doing it in my basement. This was like post P90X. So I'd already
Okay,
done
right.
P90X,
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think everybody enjoyed it.
P90X Tony, man. Tony
It's
had a
great.
product. That guy.
Beachbody has great products.
They really do.
Yeah,
It
because
is
they
good
had
stuff.
that other one, Insanity.
I did that,
That
one
was
too.
great.
I went P90X right into Insanity.
Yeah,
And
that's nuts.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
And you like nuts, so you are nuts. Is what I meant.
nuts are
And,
great in moderation.
so I started doing CrossFit on my own, and then I tricked Michelle into doing a CrossFit workout. Don't really know how I was able to do that, but I did. I think it was a bet or something, kind of like, oh yeah, well, if I'm right, you got to do this CrossFit.
Was she working out at that time?
Yeah.
Or- okay.
Mhm.
But
And
normal
running,
gym,
just
runs, that-
running and just doing some gym
Right.
stuff. And she had done P90X.
Okay.
So tricked her into it, and it was like like maybe a 300, 400 meter run with some push-ups and air squats. Crushed her. And then she was kind of like, well, that's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
So we started doing it at home. I was like, hey, can I go get my level 1? And then maybe I could start teaching classes at Body Firm, you know, and that's how it started.
Okay.
So started teaching classes at Body Firm, had my level 1, kind of realized that all the people coming to my class were our friends, didn't belong to Body Firm. So they were paying like $15 a class a couple times a week.
Oh, did they have to get that membership at Body Firm before they could?
Well, they had to pay a non-member fee to get into that class.
Oh,
so they
gotcha.
still weren't members. So after a while, it was like, well, why are we doing it there? Why don't we just do it out at the house? And then these people don't have to pay anything, because we didn't take any membership fees or anything in at that time. Word grew, right? Jennifer Walker came to us and was like, hey, what are you guys doing? And we told her, and she's like, do you mind if I come out? It's like, no, I get home around 9 o'clock from work, and that's about the time we work out. So like Melinda came over, Jen Walker, you know, that grew.
How did you get the
Wendy.
equipment?
Oh, we just slowly built up.
Just starting.
Yeah.
Somebody started at 2 barbells and
Yeah, we had kind of barbells, some steel plates, and then like word of mouth grew, and it was like, we should probably take in a little bit of money. And they were like, hey, we'll pay you. So it was like $15 a month to begin with, and we put just everything back into equipment. And then one night, I was getting the class ready, because we had like the 9 o'clock class and like a 5:30 class, let's say. I looked up, and dude, there was like 20 people there, and I didn't know a lot of them. And then it was like, well, we probably need a liability waiver is a good idea, and we probably need to start charging, because
stuff got real.
stuff got real and real quickly.
How long did that from the Body Firm to the 20 people showing up at your house?
Man, I would say it was probably 3 months. 4
So
months.
it can go like that.
It was
just
fast.
catches-
It was just word of mouth, and to where you're like, who are you? You know? And then we did that. We affiliated with CrossFit, because I was like, we're using their methodology. I'm a level 1 cert. You know, there's no other CrossFit gyms in the county within 50 miles.
Right.
Got it, and boom, it took off from there. And
So-
then it took a lot of coaxing for you to come.
No, we had,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
But we had a bet.
Yep.
Yeah. Got me. You won.
Got me.
I
Yeah.
threw up afterward.
Well, and I forget, it was a partner WOD that you came to, right? Was that your first one?
No, I still remember this vividly. It was so it was kind of partner. We had like groups of 4,
Mhm.
right? I think there were 3 of us, and 3 groups of 4. I think so. There must have been 12 of us. That's math again. And it was like Chase.
Chase. That's right. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So it was like
Yes.
the first one did double unders,
Then
right?
you went to the back.
And it was like double unders, and then you moved on to I think it was cleans, and then it was wall walks. I remember that was the last thing, and I'd never done that in my
Right.
life. Double unders.
Right.
I remember your son asking me, Tucker's like, you know, do double unders? I'm like, yeah, I'm a PE teacher.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
And oh my
I
gosh.
jump for heart every
Oh
year.
man, I was jumping up like a crisscross. Yeah, but no, the double under was not there, and so I had to look at
Can
it
you
like,
crisscross and stuff now?
not with a double under, but I can still crisscross.
Okay.
I can even. I don't know if I can squat crisscross. Remember how you could get low with it?
Oh, yeah.
that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Like you go to Marino in their half times of their games.
I've heard
and
about this.
Every kid is out there. Oh man, and they're double dutching, and they got the whole thing going on. So we used to get a little bit of that with jumping for heart. But
We'll
then
get, get down
we
with
moved
the
into
jump rope.
hoops for heart though later on because we were
Yeah.
building athletes. So that's what we're doing. We're not just
We're
jumping
not
rope.
building jump ropes.
So this all started in 2009.
Well, when you came, we were already into the bigger shed
Yeah, you
out
were-
there. So that was probably, and see, like 2009 is when I got into it.
Okay.
2010 is when we started having classes at the gym, and then we affiliated like January 1st or January 6th of 2012.
So that might have been when I remember because Aaron would go out there
Mhm.
and Steve Kopetsky and I would either do
Yes.
Insanity or
Mhm.
P90X.
Right.
And sometimes we'd either come up to the school and do it. Other times it would just be at home, depending on
Yeah, because it was like me and like just a bunch of chicks.
That was Brian's harem.
Yeah.
And that's what we would always say. Baker's got the harem of ladies out there.
It was me and a
our
bunch
wives
of-
were included.
Bunch of chicks till you came and Leo
That was
and Glenn Neal.
good, right?
Yeah,
on.
that was about
Yeah.
it. But and then it took off from there because then we were able to get the place here in town.
And that one, you guys had. What did you do? You had a 6 o'clock,
We
7.
had a 5:15
Okay.
twice a week, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
And you guys were grinding.
Yeah, and mostly Michelle. Like, obviously, I grind on my
With
days
your-
off, but when I was on, she was on, and then she was also coaching volleyball.
Right.
So yeah, man. But then
And that's
we
when you
had
got all of us.
we had
You had
you
3 or
and
4
Laura and Angela. Yeah, we had a bunch of people jumping in
Trying to
us
help out.
Yeah,
And that was cool though, because it was I just know the community that built here. I mean, what'd you have at your peak? You probably had to have close to 100 people
yeah. I
between
think we
Fort
got
Morgan and here.
like 85
Okay.
probably was our peak. I don't think we ever got to 100.
But 85 people that, I mean, just the lives that changed. There were so many of those people that never worked out a day in their lives
Right.
came in and started to go.
When I thought we were going to hit 100, and this shows up on my like Facebook thing, like remember this. Do you remember the one year where we gave anybody free month of January?
Yeah.
And we put out the whole flyer. I thought we would crush it. And that actually went a nationwide big CrossFit like page posted that. It was like, look at this.
Look what they're doing.
What are you guys doing? And we put about rural obesity and this and that and how it is bad out here.
Yeah.
Right. And dude, I think we got like 2 people.
Because I remember you pulled in some people from Brush
Yeah.
that would come over and last
But
a
it was
couple
like-
days. And
But it's like, dude, we're giving away a free month. And we didn't even ask you to sign anything. Like,
just come in.
just come in, man, see how it is. And I don't like, it shows you can't even give it away.
No.
And then
No.
sometimes I think you undervalue it. And
Well,
I think that's the thing. Sometimes in my mind, if I'd have been like, hey, rural obesity's high, this and that, come to Farm Boy, we're going to help you fix it for initial fee, $385. People would be like, damn,
people probably would.
yeah, that's
you have it.
worth it.
Yeah.
But no, you go free because you want to help people, and then no show. It was
No.
like crickets, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like heartbroken.
I know there were so many people here in the school that I went and talked to.
Yeah.
And because I was training for you at that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey guys, this is going.
Yeah,
and
this was like
just
maybe
trying to-
2016.
Yeah, come in. This will be great. We'll help you out. And said but everybody's so intimidated, right, to get into the gym, and no matter what gym,
Right.
CrossFit gym,
Oh, I
even
got to
to
get
show
in
up at
shape
your
before
local.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so false, but that I guess that comes back to what we're doing here with this. Get off the couch, and you can do it all at home. You can do
Mhm.
anything, but
I
I
had
think
to build some confidence.
Yeah.
So they can get just in here,
right.
this gym.
But I do like your thought of you got to get some teeth in the game, right?
You do.
There's skin in the game, so
You
you
do.
have to have that.
Yeah,
that-
you can undervalue your own program because you want to help people, and basically it prices them out because it's so low
Right.
that they have nothing invested. So it's easy to quit, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, but when you make it monetary value that they're like, dang.
And it's so.
Then they're like, oh, I can't quit. I'm invested. It's like, what's the difference?
it's we're
You in or you're out.
and it comes to your health. It's you.
Right.
Isn't that the investment?
It's frustrating, dude.
Man, I don't want to die. I want to walk my daughters down the aisle.
Right.
I want to be there for my grandkids' basketball games, and I want to be healthy and get along. And I see the old man walking along in his walker and just limping over. I don't want to be that guy.
Well, and this brings it back to like when we're training, Michelle's training, we're all in there training people. I know we all had that one person that we gave specific attention to because we're like, I'm really going to make a difference
you're
here.
gonna-
I'm really going to make a difference here. And I think it might have been you that asked me one time, or Tristan was getting his level 1. It might have been him that asked me, what's the most frustrating part? I think it was you that
Yeah.
said, what was the most frustrating part about training? And what did you learn that you didn't think you would learn, and it said that, like, sadly, 85 to 90% of the time you're going to want it more than that other person. It gets me emotional. I
Yeah.
apologize, but
Well,
it
you've
was
been on
super
you've been on a
frustrating.
39 or a 30-hour deal
It's
too.
super frustrating when you want it more than that person,
Yeah.
and it's their life we're talking about.
Right.
You know, and then you have Nisi, who's in there, who's 400 pounds
what I
and
was
will
gonna say.
outwork anybody
Yeah,
because she realizes she could die.
she got it.
Right.
It finally came to her.
Yes.
It clicked.
And you you've seen her now.
Yeah,
It's
she looks
amazing.
great.
But
Took ownership. Came
yeah,
in.
and
did
it's
it.
like, because she almost died.
Right.
And
It takes to that level to wake you up,
Which is
and
sad.
It is.
because at that level where Nisi was, it was probably not even 50-50 that she was going to live or die. It was probably 80 that she was going to die, 20 she was going to live. She woke up, she worked her ass off, and now she's freaking doing
She is.
awesome. But you got people that are 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight, which is dangerous. And
And with her, like Nisi, if we could, look at, she'd be great to have somebody to speak about it. She'd be great to have on the show.
She would.
And talk about it. But it didn't take overnight. It took her a while, right? It didn't happen overnight.
Well,
So-
that's like that they say, right? You didn't put it on in a month.
Right.
It's not coming off in a month.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but that was the most frustrating thing for me. And, whatever.
Right. No, it's good. You have
But
to
you
be
want
passionate
it-
about it. People can see that.
You want it
And-
more than other people. It's just like, dang it. And then, once you learn that, you're like, okay. And then it's almost like, prove to me that you want it.
Then you get to that. Yeah. And then that's kind of
And
the
that's
person
not
and it isn't, because that's kind of the person you start avoiding a little bit.
Right.
And you're like,
Right.
man, I've tried to lead you to
Mm.
water and you won't
Yes.
go, you stubborn. And
Yes.
it had one same way, a friend of ours, and
Oh, yes.
you know,
I know what you're
the
talking
same
about.
type of deal.
Yep.
And ended up did take his life.
Yes.
And
He died.
He didn't take his life, but yeah,
He died because
but
of it,
because
yeah.
of all this. And so
Yeah. And you tried.
but again, giving
so
it away,
many
right?
times.
Giving it away, giving it away, giving
Nothing
it away.
invested.
Yeah, going and
Nothing
doing it
invested.
for them and with them, and
Yeah.
nothing changed.
That's why this beta test, it's like, I'm glad they are doing it for us so they can give us feedback and we can build this program and we can make changes, like giving these logs out every
Right.
week and this and that. But you worry, Trinity, close your ears, but you worry, like, they have zero invested,
Right,
and we're asking them to go for 6 months, dude.
it's a long time.
Right. Where this next class is going to be filled with people that have skin in the game, or
Right.
like you said, or are paying for it and
Yeah.
have something invested. They're probably going to be more
I-
invested for 24 weeks than the ones you have beta tested
Right.
and gave it away.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be looking at a different body type at the end of this for
Yep.
those people
Mhm.
and results for sure.
Yep.
Hope not. I hope it's all the same.
I do too.
But yeah, you're right. When it does change to that, it's so much different. And I think I have some people doing the JAG programming,
Mhm.
and it's the same type of deal, giving it to them at the
What's the
beginning.
JAG programming?
So JAG programming is it's weight room, right?
Yep.
Like we are back in the
Yeah.
weight room. It's got
What's it stand for?
it's superset. Oh, just a guy or gal.
Yeah, just a guy,
right?
gal,
or
man.
gee. I don't know. You getting your pronouns? You want to be
Just a guy or gal.
gal or
JAG with 2 G's.
yeah, just a jag. So just a guy, because I know I love the CrossFit stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I started to break down a little bit, and
Yeah, you
trying to go
switched
hard.
because
it
your
was
body
yeah.
told you needed
body
to.
was like, oh, knees
listened
hurt.
to your body,
Yes, my IT band was constantly in pain.
Yeah, you and Michelle.
And I'm tight. I'm just like I'm not a very flexible person. So again,
But you can subscribe and go onto Hardline Health and Fitness YouTube channel. Plenty of mobility
We got 4
videos will
things
be
up.
uploaded,
Yeah.
and with some yoga stuff.
yeah, we got
And
some
by the end
core
of the day, it'll
yoga,
be
some
more. Yeah,
flex flow yoga. We got
yeah,
it all.
ghetto ass yoga.
It is not- it's
That'll
not
be
very good.
different. That'll be
It's not
different.
great, but hey, it's a start.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of supersetting, and Alex Ramosi was the first person that I saw do it,
Mhm.
and then Ryan Fisher, you talked about him
Yeah.
last week.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
got a
but-
huge following that he
Dude,
pushes out.
Chalk.
Yeah, they
This
are
is-
crushing it.
Ryan Fisher, he's talking about, owns Chalk. He was homeless, was a stripper for a little bit, and now is a multimillionaire
Oh.
just because he's passionate about it, and he lives it
Every
and-
day.
every day, and he pushes it out, and he's not afraid to talk shit.
Oh,
And he's
and
not afraid to
nutrition?
tell you you are lazy
He tells you.
and why you fail. And I think you have to do that, just like we will on this program.
It is. Did you see that he
let me
put-
see your log. Well, you are failing because you are eating like shit.
Did you see that? I'm changing. I'm sorry.
No, it's
But
fine.
did you see
too.
that he put a trampoline in his house, like indoor trampoline in his house, put a big glass window. It faces the road
Yeah.
because he lives in the neighborhood now. He's retired, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he still does all this, but
Yes.
he's not doing the gym thing anymore. He's
Right.
he's hanging out in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
And but he said the road, there were tons of people that would just walk back and forth, right? And elderly
Yeah.
live there, people that
Yeah.
can retire. And so he's like, oh, yeah. So just business idea went off. So he gets on that thing and he just jumps around, and then people will stop and watch and then ask him what he's doing. And he's gotten so many clients that way
Oh my
because
gosh.
of just screwing
How
around,
fun, though.
right? And he's just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's great. Had to put in big tall ceilings, but just added that to his house.
Have you seen those classes where they have those little trampolines?
Oh,
And
man.
those chicks go
They get to
hard,
town.
dude.
Yes. Yeah, they work out really hard.
They go.
Oh.
I would say they go 120%,
Hey.
but they go 100. They go 100 because 120% is
that's what I
a
was headed.
farce.
I was
It
headed
is
to-
made up. It is made to motivate people
Some of those ladies
that
might
are
be given 200%.
obviously unmade of.
You don't let Brian tell
unmotivated
you what
enough to go
percent
to
you give.
100%.
Don't let him bring you down. I know what you're doing out there, ladies.
Me,
Some of you
I'm
doing-
not bringing you down. I'm having
Yeah.
you take a quick look at yourself and say, am I giving the effort that is needed?
Yes, you are.
Because if I'm able to give more, then you are not
So,
giving the effort that was
Am
needed.
I the
before.
cheerleader of the team, and you're the
I speak truth.
curmudgeon
I
old
speak
coach,
truth. I preach.
and I'm the
I
cheerleader?
preach.
We got you. We got
I
you.
preach. I found out that sometimes you'll be okay. You'll be okay is not the way
I
to
don't
go.
like you'll be okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not a big you
It's
okay.
not the way to go. And I tell you what, I've done that too much.
Yeah, you'll be okay. It's not the way to
I've
go.
done that too much. Like, hey,
Is
You'll
you'll be
get 'em.
okay
You'll get 'em.
coaching?
no,
That's not coaching.
it's actually the opposite.
Hell, we're at an hour.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, like you'll be like, okay, we got this. Here's what you got to do. Don't
Right.
You'll be okay.
You have to
That's
follow
horrible.
it up.
Yes, that's always
Yes.
the worst.
Yes.
I always hate that when I hear that.
But do
We
you
have
know what I've
4 minutes.
okay. Do you
But
know
yes.
what I've learned now? Well, I've learned a lot of things coaching girls. And you know this because you've coached them for a long time. But I coached boys all the way up with Tucker. Baseball, football, whatever, T-ball. Hard on them, right? I started coaching girls. I was like, man,
Right.
you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. Look how cute your hair is. You look great. You know, that kind of thing. But then you know what I found out? this is going to be, people are going to argue with this, but I've coached them both, and girls work harder. They work harder in the gym and they work harder at practice. So you'll be okay. Doesn't work because they need more, because they typically give more. We can argue about this.
120% more?
Not 120% because they know giving 100 is all they got.
I would say
You can argue with me.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I wouldn't.
This is my
Your
experience.
experience. I wouldn't necessarily say work harder. I would say more. I'd say coachable. I'd say listen better and are more apt to try it your way immediately, and then finding those results.
Let me explain it like this. They're both competitive, right?
Right.
A boy will kill themselves to win.
Yeah.
A girl will kill others to win. Does that make sense?
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
That is the difference. Like a boy will be like, I'm gonna give it all. I'm gonna leave everything out on the court. And girls are like, I'm freaking get, you know, and they're badasses, dude. That's all I gotta say. And dude,
Reverse
boys,
sexism.
and the guys that are here at the high school now, I really haven't coached you.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
can prove me wrong.
you had a
prove me
crew.
wrong this week.
You had a crew too of those
Yeah.
guys that was a little rough sometimes to get the most.
So you would
Yeah.
understand where I'm coming
I understand
from.
what you're saying, but I do have those other guys
I'm sure you do now.
that it's like back then too, before that crew.
And
the
there's
group-
different in successes too.
Right. The group right before that crew. I mean, you look at Taylor Reisner was a dog, and he would kill anybody
Yes, he would.
to get whatever he
Yeah.
wanted. So not everybody's
So would Garrett.
made it right.
So would Travis.
No, but not everybody's made in that fashion. But
I
some
get
of those
what
guys,
I get
it's
what you're
like,
saying.
yeah, they would do the same thing, and they'd tear your head off for anybody else's,
Mhm.
just like some of the girls that we have.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a girl group go through here that, has done things that
For the last 6-7 years.
Yeah, that we haven't had in Wiggins ever.
Yeah.
So
Very true.
It's good.
Yeah. So that's, and I could be wrong, but that's my experience. And
Yeah.
so, but anyway, dang,
was
episode
good.
11, it was just talk
that
shit.
was
It was just
that was a
talking.
lot.
It was fun. Covered a lot.
We did.
So I can't even really summarize it, except for you can't give 120%. You can only give 100. And if you're able to go and flip this switch, then you probably didn't have a good
Google it.
idea of what you were doing before.
Google it and see what they say.
Creatures of Habit. Thank you for
That's
sponsoring
awesome.
us for the 24 for 24. One of these days, we're going to have to bring in the programming for that and break it down and just show people what's going on.
Yeah,
So if they want to jump in on some blocks,
April 8th.
April 8th.
Yeah.
So if we have people that want to come jump in on some blocks, they might be able to see what time they want to come in
I
on.
think it'd be kind of fun. Just
Yeah.
people that keep us,
Yes.
keep our energy
Yes.
levels up too.
So Matt Chan's going to jump in on a block.
Matt Chan's the real deal,
Brian's-
everybody.
Brian Cash has a good buddy called Eric Hinman. He is in the age group lower than mine. Last I looked, he was 5th in the world in the CrossFit Open right
that's
now.
awesome.
He's a High Rocks age group freak.
Endurance, yeah.
He's a freak. He's coming for a block. So we'll have people here that, we have like 4 people watching. He has like 141,000 followers on Instagram.
We have
We
7.
have 7.
Nice.
Lucky 7.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.
Anyway, like and subscribe, pass it on, share this, do whatever you need to do. Episode 11, this is where they say we get really good. And I got to admit, we freaking knocked this out of the park.
Nailed it.
Yep. Anyway, next week, have no idea what's going on, guys. We'll try to set somebody up.
Yeah, it's just been kind of the end state basketball.
Yeah, it's
It might
been
be at a
busy.
different time.
It's been really busy. Yeah, and it
So
could be at
hopefully
a
not.
totally different time. And
Yeah.
honestly, depending on the success of this week, it might be the basketball players we have in here.
Yeah. it'd be kind of fun.
So
we might have to do it on a Wednesday.
watch
before
on
they take off.
Facebook. Watch on Facebook, Instagram. We'll update you with times, but we'll get you to where you need to be to follow us.
Who wouldn't want to follow us?
Right. Here's a big hug to you, dudes.
We're gonna.
Thank
That
you.
was good.
Thank you.
We're gonna take you where you want to go. Just doesn't
Yeah.
matter where the train's
We're
going.
going to
right?
give 120% on any podcast we do anyway.
Just get on board.
So yeah, just get on board. And remember,
120%.
track those macros and eat those macros. Have a great week. On behalf of Dr. Trent Kerr and Brian Baker, thank you for joining us. See you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Hardcast Podcast out.